Welcome back, everyone. Wasn't that a great episode of Donkey Hodie? Okay, so now what we are going to work on is making a pinwheel. So here's an example of what we're going to make, okay? So it's a pinwheel that you can use to blow, you see, when you're feeling a little bit frustrated in trying to solve a problem and find a solution. You can always take a few seconds to blow your pinwheel, catch your breath, and refocus on what your problem is and to find a solution. So what we are going to need for this activity is a piece of white paper, some crayons, some scissors, uh, a ruler, a pencil, and a push pin. Okay, see these little push pins? So that's what we're going to need for our activity this afternoon. Push pin, pencil, ruler, scissors, crayons, and of course another pencil that has a point so we can draw our pinwheel. And then we are going to start working on our pinwheel. Okay, so first what we are going to be needing is the ruler and a pencil and your piece of white paper. So grab your piece of white paper and down at the bottom, you're going to draw a line that is 6 inches, okay? Draw a line that's 6 inches. So I'm gonna do the same here. I'm gonna draw a line that's 6 inches on the bottom of my paper. It's 6 inches. Okay, so you see, I just drew a line here in the bottom, 6 inch line. And then you're gonna do a 6 inch line again on the side. So we're gonna make like a square. So 4 sides of the square are all 6 inches. So draw the 6 inch line. Draw a square. And I'm gonna do the same. So 6 inches on that side. And I'm gonna do 6 inches on the other side. And I'm gonna do 6 inches on the last side. So you're drawing a square and it's 6 inches all the way around. So can you see my square now? Can you see it? It's 6 inches. It's a square. So now from each corner of the square, we're going to draw a 3.5 inch line to the center. So it's 3.5 inches from this corner to the center of from the corner of the square to the center of the square. 3.5 inches. Can you see how I made this line? From the corner to the center, from the corner to the center, 3.5 inches. So you're gonna do that for every corner of the square, 3.5 inch line to the center of the square. 3.5 inches to the center of the square from each corner of your square. So it's 3.5 inches to the center of your square from each corner of your square. So it's 3.5 inches. Okay, so I made them, and let me show you how I made my lines, okay? So this is what my lines look like. So this is what it looks like now. See, you have your square, And then you have your lines going in to the center of the square is 3.5 inches. Okay, so now you have the square looking at you. And on the left-hand side, the left-hand corner, you're going to draw a little dot on the right side of that line. So you see, you draw a dot on the right side of the line. And then you're going to do the same to the next corner. So then when you're on your right side of your square, you're going to draw a dot on the right side of that line. And then you're going to go up your square, which is the upper right-hand side of your square. You're going to draw a circle on the left side of that line. Let me show you. And then you're going to go to the left side, upper left-hand side of your square, and you're going to draw a circle on the left side of that line. So now you're going to should have 4 circles in your square. So you see what that looks like now? You have your square. The outside lines are 6 inches. And then your inside lines going to the center of the square are 3.5 inches. And then you have to draw a dot on each side of your square on the opposite side. Okay, you see how that looks like? All right, so now this is our pinwheel. So what we're going to do now, you're going to color the pinwheel. You can use any colors you like, any colors. So take your time now and color each section of the pinwheel. Now I'm going to color mine as well. Okay. And I'll show you as I'm coloring mine. So you're going to color your pinwheel. And from the pinwheel, we need to color the front side, the one where we drew the lines. But we also need to color the back side of the pinwheel. Why do you think we also need to color the back side of the pinwheel? What do you think that might be? Right, because when we cut it and fold the wheel, we're going to see the back side of the pinwheel. So we want to make sure that it has some color also. So let me show you the first section I colored. You see? That's the first section I colored. So now I'm going to color the next section. And again, you can use any color you'd like to use. The color doesn't matter because it's your pinwheel. So you're making the pinwheel based on the colors that you like and that you choose. Or you can color it, or you can make patterns on the wheel, or you can make designs, whatever you like to do. But I'm coloring mine. It all looks nice when I blow my pinwheel. When I use it to take those deep breaths that I need to take when sometimes if I get a little frustrated and I need to calm down, I just need to take a couple of breaths, and my pinwheel is going to help me do that. That way I can refocus and work on my mouth problem again because I couldn't figure it out the first time. So you see now I've colored 2 parts of my square. Now I'm going to color the next part. And again, you can color this any color you'd like. This is your pinwheel that you're going to use when you feel you need to take some deep breath in and out so you can refocus and be able to find a solution to your, maybe your math problem, or to your sentence, or to your science experiment you're working on, or maybe you're building blocks and you're having to build a bridge and you can't figure it out. You can just take a small breath. So now you can see I've colored 3 parts of my pinwheel. So now I'm going to color the last part. And look, keep the center part will be white. It's going to stay white because you're only coloring the sections of your pinwheel. And you're going to use whatever color you'd like to use, however you want to color it, because it's your pinwheel that you're going to be using that's going to help you when you're having a difficult time and you need to just slow down a little bit. Okay. So you see now, all 4 parts of my pinwheel are colored. So now I'm going to color the back side of it because you can see through the back side of your paper that your pinwheel is there. So now I'm going to color the back side of my pinwheel. And again, you can color any color you want to color it because it's your pinwheel and you're going to, and really the back part doesn't really matter if you can't see the square, because when you cut the front part, you're going to be able to see your lines. Okay, so I'm kind of just looking at my lines from the front. I could see them in the back side, and I just drew the square real quick again, just to give me the guide to color. But it doesn't really matter because you're going to use the front part to cut. So that's the main part that you need to see the lines, because that's the front part where you drew the lines. That's what's going to help you when when we have to cut our pinwheel out. Okay, and in the back, maybe you want to do it all one color. You don't have to do it different colors. You can do it all the same color in the back. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it all the same color in the back because my front already has different colors. So I'll show you in a minute how I did my back part. Okay, they color or draw patterns or however you like. So you see, here's my back. That's half of it. So now I'm going to draw, continue coloring and finish off the back side of my pinwheel. And you just need to worry about the lines in the front because that's where you're going to use to cut out your pinwheel. So the back, you can color however you want, because you're using the front of your pinwheel to cut. So you see, I colored the back of my pinwheel. It's all the same color. And the front of my pinwheel, where I can see my lines and my dots, is different colors. Okay, so now take your scissors and you're going to cut out your square. So take your scissors and first cut out your square, because that's where you drew your line. So cut out your square. We're cutting out our pinwheel based on the lines that we drew. Okay, so you see, now I cut out my square, and this is my pinwheel. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to cut the lines. Remember the 3.5-inch lines you drew to the center of your pinwheel? You're going to cut those just to the center, not all the way, just to right there where your line ends. So let me show you. See, just right there to where the line ends. That's where you're going to cut it to. And you're going to do that to all 4 corners. Remember, because you drew 4 lines. Just cut it to the end, to where the end of that line that you drew. Cut it to the end of the line that you drew. Okay. So now there, you see how it looks like? Because I cut it to all my 4 lines that I drew. So you see that's still in the center. So now what I'm going to do with my pinwheel is all the little dots that you made on your pinwheel, you're going to get your little pin and you're going to punch it in to make that little circle. So you see, punched it in and it's in that little, I made a circle there. And I take it out and I go to the other side and the other little dot and I punch it in there. And then take it out into the other little dot that I have. I'm going to punch it there. And then the last little dot. I'm going to punch it there too. Okay, so you see now all the four sides have the punch. And I'm going to make a punch in the center, right in the center. See, right in the center of the square, the pinwheel, I made a dot, I punched it into. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the first dot, any one, it doesn't matter which one you start with, and you're going to fold it to the center of your pinwheel. Your first little dot and fold it to the center of your pinwheel. And you're going to get your next little dot and fold it to the center. And then the next little dot. And then your fourth dot. So you see, so now when you put all the folds in to the center, you're going to push your pin through all the flaps. So you're going to put in through the first one, through the second one, through the third one, and through the last one. You already have made your little holes. And then you're going to put it into the center. Remember that center hole you made? So look how it comes out. See? And then you're going to get your pencil and you're going to push, hold it together, and you're going to push the push pin in the eraser. Okay, and not too tight. That way it'll turn when you blow it. Because sometimes if you push it in all the way, it makes it too tight, and then the pinwheel is not going to spin. So, and then you need to work with it too, because if it's too tight, you need to loosen it up a little bit. That way, when you blow it, you see, your wheel will turn. You see, so mine's a little bit too tight, so I need to make it turn. Then you have your pinwheel. And your pinwheel will then turn when you need to take that breath. So watch it spin. So what do you notice when you blow on the pinwheel? Does your pinwheel spin? Or maybe it doesn't spin. So like this one spins. When this one really doesn't spin, that means that it's a little bit too tight. So I need to fix it a little bit to make it so it'll make it loose and it'll spin. So when you start blowing on it, just going that direction, and maybe can you make it go the opposite direction? And how else can you make another pinwheel? Maybe using construction paper, maybe using a cardboard, like a cardstock paper that's a little bit thicker, that might help also. So this is our pinwheel for today that we're made. So again, remember, you draw a square that has 6-inch lines all the way around. And then we do 3.5-inch lines inside the center of the square from each corner. And then you color it, the front and the back, and you cut it out, and then you fold your flaps and you pin it on a pencil so that you can have your pinwheel. So we hope you really enjoyed this project on working on this pinwheel. And remember, you can use this pinwheel to blow when you feel a little frustrated and you need to just calm yourself down and you need to take some time to relax a little bit. This pinwheel is going to help you. Again, we hope you enjoyed the project. We hope you join us for our next PBS screening, and we will see you soon. Thank you.